She's jealous of the way you look, the crabby old thing. Norma agreed. Claire was one of those shimmeringly beautiful girls, with dark, almond-shaped eyes and creamy skin, plus a glossy cap of dark hair and a puckered Cupid's bow mouth that looked as if it was permanently waiting to be kissed. On top of which, she could have given Prunella Stack a run for her money as the most physically perfect girl in the world. "You managed to kick your leg higher than me by a long way," she reassured her. "And you're a dab hand at twirling those silk ribbons in time to the music." Claire took a deep breath, then rallied enough to get dressed, taking off her blouse and putting on a peach-coloured dress of clinging jersey knit. I reckon I'll keep the pledge a bit longer then." Millicent gave a satisfied nod. "That's the ticket. You come along next week for another dose. Norma and me, we're walking back to town over the common. Shall we wait for you?" "No, you go ahead." Claire perched a cream beret on the back of her head and slipped her hands into a pair of matching lace gloves. "I have to meet, that's to say, someone is waiting outside for me." "Ooh, a mystery man. Who can it be?" Millicent was about to plunge into a pool of delicious speculation when she noticed that Claire had coloured up and seemed on the verge of tears once more. So she brought herself up short, said goodbye and hurried Norma out of the building, while Claire lingered in front of the mirror with her powder compact and puff. "Married," was Millicent's one-word verdict as she scanned the pavement for Claire's secret beau. Norma laughed and held on to her straw hat in the stiff breeze that blew across the open common. "What makes you say that?" "It's a racing certainty. Why else would Claire be afraid to name him?" Norma was well aware that her worldly friend had more experience in these matters. After all, Millicent was currently carrying on with Harold Buckley, a married father of 2. Still, she put up an argument in Claire's defence. "There could be a dozen reasons. We don't even know that it's a man. And if it is, it could easily be a brother or a father." Narrowing her eyes, Millicent shook her head and fixed her attention on a black Morris Cowley saloon, the latest model, parked on the far side of the road. The setting sun glinted on the windscreen, obscuring the driver behind the wheel. But when Claire emerged from the hall and hurriedly crossed the road, he leaned over to open the passenger door for her, and Millicent and Norma caught sight of a man wearing a brown Trilby hat and tan leather driving gloves. "See?" Millicent gloated. The door clicked shut, and the car pulled away smoothly from the curb, giving them a glimpse of the driver's handsome profile. "Well, good luck to her," Norma murmured, with a twinge of envy. She and Douglas could hardly afford an old tandem bike to carry them from A to B, let alone a gleaming new motor car. "Come on, let's get a move on." She and Millicent set off across the common that overlooked the sloping rows of terraced houses and cramped courtyards of their grimy mill town. The identical dwellings clung to steep hillsides and formed narrow streets uninterrupted by trees or greenery of any kind. The roofs were grey slate, the walls built of millstone grit, and all were dominated by a small forest of mill chimneys that lined the canal snaking through the valley bottom. Aldroyds, Kingsleys, and Calverts, amongst others. The 3-storey woolen mills stood as testament to the glory days of the British Empire, when looms rattled and clacked continuously, bobbins turned, and overlookers ruled over the lives of weavers, weftmen, and burlers with a rod of iron. Now, in these slack years following the great slump of the 1920s, the workers in the mills were on 3 days a week if they were lucky. The warpers and twisters, the reaching-in people, the perchers and packers, all taking home wages that barely kept their families clothed and fed. Everyone was now forced to make ends meet.